What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel dedicated to helping you earn more, spend less, and invest the difference. Giving you practical financial advice without all of the investing fluff and hype. So today we're going to be talking about a technique that almost every single one of you guys can use, and it'll get you an extra roughly $1,000 a year. And the best part is it's super easy and doesn't take a lot of time. Over the course of the entire year, you might spend a grand total of an hour or two in order to get this roughly $1,000. So here's what we're going to do in this video, a quick outline. First, I'm going to kind of explain what strategy it is that we're taking advantage of in order to get this $1,000 a year. And then we're also going to talk about some of the common pitfalls, some things to watch out for and avoid. And finally, we're going to wrap it up with a few tips and tricks to make things go a little bit smoother, so make sure you stay to the end. So it should probably come as no surprise if I told you guys that your checking account sucks. The average checking account in America currently pays out about 0.09% interest per year. That's less than 1/10 of 1% in interest. So if you had $1,000 chilling in your savings account or your checking account, that means you would earn about 90 cents in interest a year. That's not even keeping up with inflation. But you need a checking account, right? You need easy access to your money, not only to pay bills, but also it serves as sort of an emergency fund where in a worst case situation, if something terrible happens, you have a little bit of money to get you through that rough point. So what are you supposed to do? I mean, you either sit with this terrible checking account or you earn basically no interest on your money. Thankfully, there is a better way. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking advantage of bank sign-up bonuses. Much in the same way that credit cards offer you a sign-up bonus if you apply for a new card and meet certain requirements, banks will give you a sign-up bonus for opening a new checking or savings account as long as you meet their particular requirements. Now, some of these banks are going to offer larger bonuses than others. It kind of depends. The larger the bonus, typically the more money you have to deposit or the harder it is to qualify for it. So there's going to be a combination of some low-hanging fruit that everybody can qualify for, as well as some that are a little bit harder, but it'll get you more money. So you just kind of have to look at your particular finances and see which one works best for you. Now, obviously, these sign-up bonuses are going to change all the time. So if you're watching this video 3 months or 3 years in the future, it's possible that some of these programs no longer exist, but there's still going to be programs out there. So just do a quick Google search for the best bank sign-up bonuses, and that'll give you a list of all of the current bonus programs that all the different banks have. So in this video, I'm just going to kind of give a few examples, but just because I'm only giving a few examples, there are dozens of these things out there. So you can continually rotate through and be getting new bonuses all the time. So the first bonus that we're going to talk about that's currently available is one that's super easy to qualify for. Every single one of you guys are going to qualify, and it's got some pretty decent money attached to it. So this is going to be from TD Bank. It's going to be the same guys that give you TD Ameritrade, the investment brokerage, if you guys are familiar with that. They are currently offering a bonus for their TD Bank Convenience checking account. So the way it works is you're going to open up this new checking account with them, and you are going to have at least $500 direct deposited into your checking account within the first 60 days of opening. And then they're going to give you $150 as a bonus. Like, how easy is that? Just put $500 direct deposit into this new checking account, and they're going to give you $150. It's as easy as that. Like, it truly is that simple. Now, with this checking account, there's a couple of things to be on the lookout for. So it does have a minimum monthly balance of $100. And if you don't meet that $100 requirement, it does have a $15 a month maintenance fee. So make sure you keep at least a couple of bucks in that account and you'll be just fine. So the next one we're going to talk about is the Chase Premier Plus checking account. So what you're gonna do once you open this account, you're gonna wanna have a direct deposit put into your account within the first 60 days. There is no minimum or maximum that this direct deposit has to be for. You just have to direct deposit some amount of money into your account, and then they will give you a $300 bonus, and that should be payable within about 10 business days of that direct deposit. Now, one thing to keep in mind with this checking account is it will charge you a $25 monthly fee if you don't have a minimum monthly balance of $15,000 in this checking account. And a lot of you people are saying, $15,000, I don't have that. Who cares? So think about the math in this way. Let's say that maybe it takes, worst case scenario, 3 months for that direct deposit to hit your account and for them to give you that $300 bonus. That means you're gonna be paying 3 months worth of this $25 a month penalty or fee. So you're gonna pay $75 in fees in order to get $300 in cash. That means you profited $225 even after all the garbage fees. I'll do that every day, all day. As soon as you get that $300, just simply withdraw all the money, close the account, stop paying the fees, and just move on to the next sign-up bonus. Another decent offer is HSBC Premier Checking. Now this one is going to be a little bit different. So this one is going to give you sort of a refund, a bonus based on the amount that you direct deposit every month. So what they're going to do is they're going to give you a 3% bonus on anything that you direct deposit up to $120 a month for this first 6 months with a cap of $700. That's kind of a mouthful, so let's just kind of walk through it here real fast. So in order to get the maximum of $120 a month, you'd have to direct deposit $4,000 per month into this account. So 3% of 4,000 is 120. So that's gonna max it out at your max cap for the month. However, in this case, it does have a monthly maintenance fee of $50 per month unless you direct deposit at least $5,000 a month into this account. So 4,000 is the max, but realistically you're going to want to do at least 5,000 in order to avoid this $50 maintenance fee. But even if you don't, you're paying $50 to earn 120, so you're still coming out well ahead if you're only putting in 4,000 a month. So theoretically, if you were to do this and you put in $5,000 a month for the first 6 months, that's going to cap you out, and they're going to give you a total of $700 of bonus sign-up money. Once again, close the account, withdraw all your money, move on to the next sign-up bonus. Wells Fargo's got one, their Wells Fargo Everyday Checking Account. So what you're going to want to do with this one is open up a new account, and it has a $25 minimum deposit when you create this account, so you're going to fund it with at least $25. And then after that, you're gonna direct deposit some money in, same as always. So in this case, they're gonna want at least $4,000 in direct deposits within the first 90 days of opening your account. And basically, as long as you do that, they're gonna give you $400 in sign-up bonuses. Now, same thing, this one does have some miscellaneous fees if you don't meet all the requirements. But it's pretty easy to do as long as you have, there's a couple of different ways you can get these fees waived. You know, maybe you have some other loan products with them, or you create and keep a minimum monthly balance of at least $1,500 in your checking account or something like that. You can get these fees waived. But once again, even if you pay the fees each and every month, that is not going to come anywhere close to the $400 that they're going to give you. So don't necessarily be afraid of paying the fees for these, because you're going to be closing this account as soon as you get that $400 anyway. So same thing, get that $400, withdraw all your money, close the account, and move on to the next sign-up bonus. So as you can see, some of this stuff is pretty simple, but there are some things that you're going to want to keep an eye out for and try to avoid. So number one thing to avoid and just kind of be on the lookout for is just make sure you know what the requirements are. And it sounds super simple, but it's really easy to miss something. This isn't like school. If you get 90% of things right, you don't get an A. In real life, if you meet 90% of the requirements, you fail and you don't get the sign-up bonus. So make sure you know what it is that you need to do. So if you need to direct deposit some money into the account, make sure you know how much, how often, and how long you have to do it for in order to get that bonus. Make sure you know if you need to sign up for a checking account or a savings account. Make sure you know if you need to have some kind of promo code or something like that when you create this account. Some accounts make sure you have a minimum balance, or some accounts have some pretty high fees, so it might be easy to negate some of those fees if you just kind of tweak your process a little bit. Or it might just be worth simply paying those fees in order to rapidly collect your bonus and move on to the next one. Some accounts might have you use their debit card a couple of times per month. And that's a really easy one to do. Let's just say you need to use the debit card 5 times in a month. Maybe you go to the grocery store or a gas station or something like that, and you want to buy some bananas. Instead of just buying a clump of bananas, buy each individual banana separate. Hopefully there's nobody sitting behind you in line that you're holding up the process. But technically, every single banana that you buy individually is a new charge on that debit card. So it's really easy to rack up small purchases to meet that minimum debit card usage every month if your account has one of those programs. Also, you're going to want to know when you can expect that bonus to actually hit your account. So some of these banks are pretty good. They pay out that bonus within just a handful of days after meeting whatever requirements it was. And some of them wait a relatively long time in order to actually give you that bonus. It might be up to 60 days after you meet all the requirements do you actually get credited with that bonus. So just keep an eye on that so that you know if you need to leave a little bit of money in this account so that you don't have some maintenance fees or something like that. Because if you withdraw all of your money and you're just waiting for that bonus to actually hit your account so that you can get that bonus and then withdraw that before you close the account, you might be hit with a maintenance fee because you don't meet the minimum balance. And since you've already withdrawn all of your money, that puts you negative. And then you're going to be charged overdraft penalties and all kinds of stuff. So make sure you know when you can expect that money so you can leave at least some money in that account to prevent all of this nonsense. And then a few tips or tricks that'll kind of make things a little bit easier for you. I would highly recommend getting something like Personal Capital or Mint to kind of keep track of all of these different accounts so that you don't forget that you have money in some random checking account that you forgot to close out or something like that. So just make sure that you properly track all of your accounts. Make sure you're writing down your passwords so that way you don't get locked out of any particular account or anything like that. Just make sure you have good accounting. And then you're probably going to want to keep your primary checking account, the checking account that you currently have, as your primary checking account. Because it's unlikely that you're going to want to redo all of those automatic bill pay items that you have. Your credit card is hopefully set on automatic bill pay. Maybe your gym membership, your cell phone, your utilities, whatever it is, just kind of gets automatically taken out of your account every month when the bill is due. So you're definitely going to want to keep whatever checking account that you have, and then just kind of have these as secondary accounts. The best way to do that is to have your emergency fund money in these accounts to meet the minimum balance. That way you're not getting charged these maintenance fees because you're below the minimum amount deposited. And that's usually somewhere between, maybe $500 to $1,500 that you need to keep in some of these accounts, depending on the account. Now, most of these accounts, you're going to get that sign-up bonus within the first, usually about 3 months. That means that you can theoretically sign up for 3 or 4 of these new accounts each and every year. Each one at a couple $100 a pop, times 3 or 4 a year, you can get very close to $1,000, maybe a little bit more depending if you're able to direct deposit a little bit more or meet some of these higher minimum balances to get a little bit better introductory offers instead of sort of the standard lower entry tiered bonus offers. So when you're picking these accounts, make sure you're looking at how quick you can get that money, because sometimes it's better off to get a bonus that's going to pay out very, very rapidly, even though it may not be so large, just simply so that you can move on to the next one. And it's that velocity of money. Instead of waiting 3 months or 6 months for a big bonus, maybe it's better to get several small bonuses in a very, very short amount of time. And lastly, most of these accounts you can reapply as a new user after a couple of years. And it varies by bank, so maybe 2 or 3 years of not having a Wells Fargo or a Chase or whatever bank account it is, and they will now consider you a new user. So you can continually recycle and kind of loop back around to some of these accounts and get these same sign-up bonuses multiple times. So just make sure you're kind of keeping track of which bonuses you've already signed up for and which banks, and when it is that you are able to reapply for all of these things. So that's going to be it, guys. Simply sign up for a new account, complete the requirements as fast as possible, close out the account, and move on to the next bonus. If you found this video useful, please be sure to subscribe, leave a comment down below, and as always, I'll see you all again next time. Thanks.